coaching practice, I have a lot of clients that I, take them into the journey of finding themselves and, falling in love with themselves. And the first thing that they tell me, I don't know myself. And it's something that I get told over and over again. And, I know that you've done some work around that. So can you please share with us, what is it that we can do actually to find ourselves?
Well, your identity, your ontological identity, which is your state of being and what you want to become, revolves around your highest value. So if we define our highest value, that's it, we get it.
Yeah.
When the Delphic Oracle said, know thyself, be willing to be yourself, and you'll love yourself, it's true. It's an ancient proverb, but it's so soon. I had a lady in London, if I don't mind me sharing a story. She was at the breakthrough experience that I was doing there. Yeah. And near Kensington Gardens there. And she says, well, Dr. Demartini, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm really up to. And I said, well, your life demonstrates it. What do you do every single day that you spontaneously do that nobody ever has to remind you to do? And she goes, I don't know. I said, no, quit bullshitting yourself. What do you do every single day that nobody has to remind you to do, that you love doing, that inspires you? I have no idea, she said. Because that's the problem. I said, stop. Stop running a bullshit story. Answer my question, because I've been doing this over 47 years I've been teaching, and 40 years I've been doing things on values, and I know all the bullshit games that people try. I said, go look at your life objectively, quit running your story, quit using that as an excuse, and just answer the question I asked. What do you do every single day that you spontaneously do, that nobody has to remind you to do or motivate you to do, that you just do every day, that you love doing? And she goes, well, I spend my day with my kids. I said, do you love your kids? Yes. Do you love spend time with them? Yes. Do you love to get up in the morning and watch them grow? Yes. She got a little watery eyed. And I said, so you love raising kids? You love being a mother? She goes, I do. But is that enough? I said, what do you mean, is it enough? And she said, well, but is that enough? I mean, I have a friend and she's got a business and she's also got kids and she's got a business. She's got people taking care of the kids and everything else. And she's got a business. She's very successful. And I have another friend that's got a social cause that she's involved in. And she also has a couple kids and she's done that. And I just feel like no matter what I try to do, I can't start my business. I can't get ahead in my business. I keep having to go back to my kids. I said, because you have a higher value on raising children and you're a mother.
Yes.
And she got teary-eyed and I said, Rose Kennedy, her mission statement was that I dedicate my life to raising a family of world leaders. That was her mission. That changed the world. And there's still Kennedys running for politics today.
Yes.
I said, here's a woman that had a mission that raised kids to be leaders. And she started bawling, tearing spontaneously when I said that. She said, that's all I want. I want to do a great job. I want to raise amazing kids. And she started bawling. And I said, then that's your mission. Quit comparing yourself to other people. Just because you have another friend over there that wants to focus on business, she has a higher value on business than you do. You have a higher value on children than she does. That's why she's running a business and you are running children. And she goes, but is that enough? I said, of course it's enough. If it's you. But that means you can change your values. But right now, that's what your life is demonstrating. Yeah. And it's time to honor it. Because if you're a cat expecting to swim like a fish, you're going to beat yourself up. And you're expecting yourself to do what this other woman does with a different set of values, and you can't. That's not your values. Those are her values. And the same with that other lady. And she says, and she just broke in tears. She says, all I want to do is raising amazing. I just want to be a great mother. And I said, by God, that's it. That's your mission. She came over there and she gave me a big hug and she said, thank you. So that's all I ever want to do. I said, well, then quit comparing yourself to other people and start comparing your actions to your own dreams. And you'll find out that you're on track and you'll be inspired by your life. And if you want to change your life differently, then we need to change your values. But don't expect to live outside your values. You're going to self-defeat. Major shift in her that day. And all over the room, there were people crying, tearing up, because they were sitting there having a reference in their own life to the people they were comparing their lives to. This was businessmen that were thinking of they're not as successful as this other businessman, and this other one that's in sports is not doing as well as this other one. They realized their values aren't the same. You can't compare yourself to somebody else because they have a different set of values. No two people have the same set of values. So identifying what your highest values are and structuring your life accordingly or shifting it if you say you want to do something else is essential to get a congruency, because you can't have fulfillment if your goals and your values aren't matching.
Yeah. So finding ourselves is really about the values again. So it's all about that, knowing what we value and seeing the results in our lives, and then actually seeing where we want to go, and then we can have these values.
Well, the values, you have spontaneity already right now in your life values. You don't have to make anything up. They're there.
They're there.
First, identify what they are, then look at your degree of congruency in your daily actions. And then after that, you may find out you're grateful and you're fulfilled without having to change anything, because it's the first time in your life you quit expecting yourself to do something that's not you. Or you may say, you know what? My kids are grown up. I'm now 48 years old. My kids are now 19, 20. They're gone off to college. Now it's time for me to have a shift and start putting a higher value on business and finance in my life. I've raised my kids. I want to now have my own business, and I want to not have to be depending on my husband. And I want to make sure that I'm not ever having to rely on my kids when I get older. And then you may have a shift in values. Great. But first, identify what they are. You may find that you're actually fulfilled in those values, but you keep comparing yourself to other people. First, start there. Then if you need to shift it, we can shift it.